Hello friends, today I will discuss about carrier concentration of semiconductor, current in semiconductor and Einstein relationship. First of all, I will discuss the theoretical part of these three topics. Then I will solve some important questions related to these three topics. Here you see that one important question is consider the intrinsic germanium and silicon at room temperature, that is at 300 K. By what percentage does the conductivity increase per degrees of rise of temperature? Okay, this is very important conceptual question, and there are some many other MCQ questions. These questions are very important for IES and NET and GATE exam. Okay, so this lecture is important for science and engineering student, and it helps for preparation of NET, GATE and IAS exam. Okay, so let's start. First of all, I will discuss the carrier concentration of semiconductor. Okay, so I will discuss the first the carrier concentration of semiconductor. All of you know that there are two types of semiconductor. Two types of semiconductor. Types of semiconductor. One is intrinsic semiconductor and another is extrinsic semiconductor. So types of semiconductor is two. One is extrinsic and another is intrinsic. So this is intrinsic semiconductor and another is extrinsic semiconductor. Extrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic semiconductor is pure. That means there is no impurity. There is no impurity. So intrinsic semiconductor is pure semiconductor, pure silicon or germanium. Here there is no impurities. There is no impurities. Impurities. Okay, there is no impurities. And extrinsic semiconductor is there is impurities. So for extrinsic semiconductor, impurity is added. Impurities added. So for extrinsic semiconductor, impurities is added. Okay, impurities is added. So first of all, I will discuss the carrier concentration of intrinsic semiconductor. So pure silicon or pure germanium. Okay, so for silicon and germanium, they are silicon or pure germanium. The silicon has four valence electrons. So four valence electrons. So all the silicons create covalent bond with each other. That means if this is a silicon atom, this is a silicon atom. Okay, this is a silicon, this is a silicon. So each silicon have four valence electrons. Four valence electrons. Four valence electrons. So in crystal of silicon, so four valence electrons create covalent bond with their neighboring silicon atom. For intrinsic silicon atom. Similarly, for germanium, it will be like the same. Okay. So in this way, silicon crystal will be developed. So at 0K, at 0 Kelvin, all the covalent bond is exist. That's why there is no carrier. So at 0K, the carrier concentration is 0. So carrier concentration N equals to P equals to Ni equals to 0. Okay. Now, if you increase the temperature, so if you increase the temperature, increase the temperature. Temperature. Then what happened? Then all the covalent bond will start to break. So all the covalent bond will start to break. So each covalent bond, broken of each covalent bond will create electrons holes pair. Okay, so for increase of temperature, then electrons holes pair will be developed, increase. So here the electron hole pair will be created for broken of each covalent bond. So this broken of covalent bond is done by the increase of temperature. So for intrinsic semiconductor, the each covalent bond create one electron hole pair. So here the number of electrons and number of hole must be equal. Okay, must be equal, and this will be the intrinsic carrier concentration. It's called the intrinsic carrier concentration. Intrinsic carrier concentration. Okay, carrier concentration. So I have to calculate the intrinsic carrier concentration of intrinsic semiconductor. Okay, so already I have shown that this intrinsic carrier concentration is a function of temperature, is a function of temperature, function of temperature. Okay, temperature. Now if I express the intrinsic carrier concentration, Ni square is given by a Tq e to the power minus E G0 by kT. Okay, where A is constant and independent with temperature, independent on temperature. Okay, and T is absolute temperature, absolute temperature, and EGO, this is the band gap, band energy band gap at 0 Kelvin. Okay, and K is the Boltzmann constant, Boltzmann constant. Okay, so through this equation we can write the carrier concentration of intrinsic semiconductor Ni square is given by a T to the power 3 T to the power 3 e to the power minus E0 G0 by kT. Okay, so Ni is given by a half T to the power 3 by 2 and e to the power minus E0Z divided by 2 kT. This is the carrier concentration of intrinsic semiconductor. Okay, through this equation we can write or we can reduce this formula for intrinsic carrier concentration. Now for extrinsic semiconductor, there is two type of extrinsic semiconductor. One is N type and another is P type. Okay, for N type, M type is pentavalent impurity is added. Pentavalent impurity is added, then it will be N type semiconductor. So pentavalent is the donor type atom. This is a donor. Okay, and another is if I add trivalent atom, then it will be p type semiconductor, p type semiconductor. So for donor type, the number of electrons, so n number of n of n-type semiconductor will be the number of donor. Okay, and for mass action law it can be written as Pn Nn equals to Ni square. So Pn can be written as Ni square by n of n. So n of n can be written as a Nd, Ni square by Nd. So through this formula we can write the number of hole concentration in n-type semiconductor, and Nd will be the number of negative charge. Okay, so this is the donor type atom, or Ni is the intrinsic carrier concentration. For p-type semiconductor, p of n equals to p of n equals p of n. This is p of p, not n. P-type semiconductor, so p of p equals to acceptor atom. Okay, so for mass action law you can write that p of p into n of p is given by Ni square. So n of p can be written as Ni square divided by p of p. So p of p can be written as acceptor atom. So through this formula we can write this, we can reduce the carrier concentration of semiconductor. Okay, this is the carrier concentration of semiconductor, intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductor. Now there are very important question. This is a question. Okay, consider the intrinsic germanium and silicon at room temperature, that is 300 K. By what percentage of the conductivity does the conductivity increase per degree rise in temperature? Per degree rise in temperature. So every degree temperature increases, what will be the percentage of conductivity will be increased? You have to reduce the formula. Then so how to, this is the question. So you have to find out the change in conductivity. So conductivity per change in temperature. So you have to find out the change in conductivity, change in conductivity with change in temperature, change in temperature per degree. Okay, temperature. So the for intrinsic semiconductor, for intrinsic semiconductor for intrinsic semiconductor, conductivity can be written as C intrinsic can be written as Ni mu of n plus mu of p into q. This is the conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor. Okay, here you see that conductivity is a function of Ni. That means conductivity is depend on intrinsic carrier concentration and mobility on electrons and mobility of holes. Okay, for this question here, these two function is also depend on temperature, but here I will take that this is constant, this is constant for increase of temperature. Okay, so for this reason, for this question I will take that mobility of electron and mobility of hole will be constant of increase of temperature. So here you see that sigma, that means conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor, is proportional to carrier concentration. Carrier concentration, that means intrinsic carrier concentration. So if I calculate the change in carrier concentration, then I will able to calculate the conductivity of this change in conductivity of the carrier conductivity of the intrinsic semiconductor. Okay, so this is the formula for intrinsic carrier concentration. So Ni square is given by A t to the power 3 e to the power minus Eg0 divided by kT. This is the formula for intrinsic carrier concentration. So from this equation we can write that Ni equals to this. Okay, now taking log in both sides, taking ln in both side, then it will be ln ni equals to, it will be half ln a plus 3 by 2 ln t and minus E0 by 2 kt. Okay, so in terms of derivative, in terms of derivative, it can be written as dni divided by ni. This will be 0 because this is a constant term, this is a constant, so derivative will be 0. Here it will be 3 by 2 dt by t, and this will be, this is t, here is the t. So if I derivative t with respect to t, then it will be E0 by 2k, here it will be t square, and here will be minus, another minus, so it will be plus, and this will be dt by t. So here it will be dt by t. So here t square, so here is the t square, so it will be the dt. Now it can be written as dni by ni equals to 3 by 2 dt by t plus, here can be written as E02 divided by 2 kt into dt by t. Okay, so from this equation we can write that here is the plus e, this is the suffix. Okay, this is the suffix, so 2 kt square into dt. Okay, so it can be written as 3 by 2 plus E02 divided by 2 kt into dt by t. So this is the dni by ni, and here is the dt by t. Okay, this is the relation, so it can be written as this will be 1.5 plus E0 to kt into dt by t. So this is the dni by ni. Here sigma intrinsic is proportional to ni. So in terms of dni, so it can be written as sigma intrinsic divided by sigma intrinsic equals to dni by ni. So it can be written as sigma d sigma intrinsic divided by sigma intrinsic equals to 1.5 plus e 0 by 2 kt into dt by t. This is the formula. So here I have reduced this formula. Here you see the change in conductivity. This is the change in conductivity. This is the change in conductivity, and here is this that change in temperature, change in temperature. Okay, now here the question was the consider the intrinsic germanium and silicon. There is two things, one is germanium and another is silicon, and the temperature is 300 K. Okay, and you have to calculate does the conductivity increase per degree centigrade. Okay, so for this reason question there is the T is given by 300 K. Okay, change in temperature is given by 1 degree centigrade, 1 Kelvin. Okay, 1 Kelvin. This is given. Now there is two options. One is germanium and another is silicon. So one is germanium and another is silicon. So germanium and silicon, there is two, this term is will be difference. Okay, EZ0. Okay, so band gap, energy band gap for germanium at 0K it will be 0.7. For germanium it will be 0.785. Okay, for silicon it will be E0Z, it will be for silicon it will be 1.1. Okay, and here is there another term is KT. So KT is given by 0.026 volt. So it will be 26 millivolt. Okay, so now for germanium, so d sigma intrinsic divided by d sigma is given by 1.5 plus this will be point E0 is given by 0.785 divided by, here you see that 2 kt. So for 2 kt it will be 52 millivolt. Okay, 52 millivolt. So here is will be 52. Okay, and here is 1, dt is 1 and t is 300 K. And if I express in percentage, then it will be multiplied by 100%. If you calculate this value, then it will be 5.53 percentage. Okay, now for silicon it will be 1.5 plus this will be 1.21 and it will be 552 into 1 by 300 into 100%. So it will be 8 point, if you calculate this value it will be 8.25 percentage. Okay, so here you see that how I calculate the percentage of change in percentage of conductivity with respect to change in temperature. Okay, now I will discuss the current in semiconductor. Okay, current in semiconductor. Current in semiconductor, suppose this is a semiconductor. Okay, this semiconductor current is two types. One is drift current, and another is diffusion current. diffusion current diffusion current. Okay, one is drift current and another is diffusion current. So there is carrier concentration in semiconductor. There is a carrier concentration in semiconductor. So if I apply a external electric field, that means if I add a battery across this semiconductor, then this carrier concentration, this is current carrier, will reach a velocity. This is called drift velocity. Okay, so for this drift velocity there will be a current density. Okay, current density for drift current, the current density J of electrons, it will be q mu n and q mu n, that means mobility of the semiconductor and carrier concentration n into E. Okay, for electron, for hole it will be q mu p, and this is p into E. This is the drift current for electron, this is the current density for electron, and this is the current density for hole. Okay, this is the current density for hole for drift current. This I have already reduced this formula in previous class. For diffusion current, what is the diffusion current? Diffusion current occurs for density of gradients of charge carrier. Okay, so suppose in this region there is more number of electrons, and in this region is less number of electrons. So due to incorporate of carrier concentration, that means there is a carrier concentration gradient. So due to the carrier concentration gradient, there some movement of current carrier. Okay, for this current carrier there will be a current. Okay, for this current is called the diffusion current. So for the carrier concentration gradient, the current will occur in this semiconductor. This current is called diffusion current. So diffusion current for electrons, this is called diffusion current for electrons, density is given by q a, this is dn, and this is dn divided by dx. This is called charge carrier density. Okay, this is the charge or carrier gradient, charge gradient. Okay, gradient. And for hole it is q a dp, this is dp by dx, it must be a negative. Okay, here is dn, diffusion coefficient for electron. dn is diffusion coefficient coefficient for electrons. Okay, for electrons. And this is the diffusion coefficient for hole. So for net current density for electrons is given by Q mu n E plus Q A dn by dx. This is for electrons, and for holes it is Q mu p p e minus Q A dp by dx. This is the current density for electrons, and this is the current density for holes. Okay, current density for holes. Now here you see that now I will discuss the Einstein relationship. Einstein's relationship. Relationship. Okay, what is the Einstein relationship? Here you see that I have that diffusion coefficient. One is diffusion coefficient, one is diffusion coefficient, and another is diffusion coefficient, and another is mobility. Okay, these two functions are not independent to each other. These two functions are not independent to each other. Okay, so these two terms, two parameters, that means diffusion coefficient and mobility, are depend to each other. The relation between this d and mu is given by the Einstein relationship. Okay, so it is given by the mobility of diffusion coefficient of electron divided by mobility of electron is given by d of p divided by mu of p is equals to Vt. That means kt divided by this is the Einstein relationship. Okay, this is the Einstein kt by kt by q. This is kt by q. Okay, kt by q. This is called Einstein relationship. This is called Einstein relationship. Okay, this is the Einstein relationship. Now I will discuss the other MCQ problem. Okay, here you see that this is the one problem. Here you see there is three statements. The impurity diffusion is used in semiconductor to control the conductivity. This is true because impurity diffusion is used in semiconductor to control the conductivity. The nature of impurity profile should be such that the impurity concentration decrease with diffusion length. Okay, because impurity concentration decrease with diffusion length, because when there will be a recombination. Okay, recombination. So for each recombination, one electron hole pair will disappear. For this recombination, impurity concentration decrease with diffusion length. So if diffusion length increase, then impurity concentration will be decreased, because for each recombination one electron hole pair is disappeared. So this is true. This is true. Another is profile result in an internal electric field. So for the division, so one portion is more negative and one suppose one portion is more negative and one portion is positive, so there will be a electric field inside this semiconductor, so profile result in an internal electric field, so this is true. Another is impurity concentration is homogeneous in no electric field, so there must be a electric field, this is not true, okay, and this is not homogeneous, it's homogeneous, okay, so this is not true, so here is 1 and 2 is correct statement, correct statement, okay, statement. Now the next question, here you see that excess carrier is generated in n-type semiconductor by shining light on one end. So suppose this is a semiconductor, n-type semiconductor, and one end is light is incident. So for this light is incident, there will be extra carrier, extra carrier. So this carrier is this carrier will be more, and with compared to other carrier, so there will be carrier concentration gradient, okay. For this carrier concentration gradient, so diffusion flow current will be this, diffusion flow, this carrier will be this, okay. Drift flow of carrier, because there is no electric field, there is no electric field, so electric field is 0, for that's why drift flow of carrier will not will there is no drift flow of carrier because there is no electric field, so in this case there is no drift flow of this carrier, okay. So this is not true and this is not true, so for this is correct answer, okay, diffusion flow of current carrier. Now there is another question, here you see that electron concentration in sample uniformly drop of n-type silicon. So suppose this is a n-type silicon, n-type silicon. This is n-type. Okay. So x equals to 0. This is x equals to 0. The carrier is, here is the carrier is 10 to the power 17 per semi-cube. Okay. At x equals to 6, x equals 2 micrometer, this is 2 micrometer, so if I 2 micrometer is equals to 10 to the power minus 6 meter, so it will be 10 to the power minus 4 semi, okay. So in this case here is the carrier concentration is 10 to the power 16, here is 16, okay. So there is no electric field, here is no electric field, there is no electric field, so electric field is 0, and dn is given by 35 semi square per second. You have to calculate current density in silicon. So what will be the current density? Current density of the silicon is, this is a n-type, for n-type semiconductor total current, for n-type semiconductor the total current, one is drift current, for drift current it is q mu n into E, and plus q current density q into a dn by dx, okay. This is the question, dn by dx. This is not, this is current density, so it is not a, there will be a, not a, okay. this is only Q. Here I have reduced this formula. This must be not A. Okay, this is a current density. Okay, so it is only dn. It is only dn. Okay, only dn, not A, because here is the current density. Okay, this is the current density. So if I is given, I divided by A is given by current density. Okay, if I calculate I, then multiplied by A, that will be multiplied by A. Okay, so here the current density, so current density is given by this equation. Here the electric field is 0. For this electric field of 0, the current density will be Q dn dn divided by dx. So here is Q is 1.6 into 10 to the power 19, and dn is 35 into dx, that means this is the dx, and so dx is 2 into 10 to the power minus 4 centimeter, and here is the dn. dn is 10 to the power 17 minus 6 into 10 to the power minus 16. So here is this 6 into 10 to the power 16. So here it will be 10 to the power 17 minus 6 into 10 to the power 16. Okay, this is the value. So if you calculate this value, it will be, if you calculate this value, then it will be 1120 ampere per semi square. Okay, this will be 1120 ampere per semi square. Now there is another question. Here is this, you have to match this. One is drift current. So drift current is related to electric field. Okay, this is related to electric field. So A will be 2. This will be 2. Einstein equation. Einstein equation is given by dn by mu n equals to dp divided by mu p equals to Vt. This is called thermal voltage. This is called thermal voltage. So Einstein equation is related to thermal voltage. So it will be 3. Now diffusion current is concentration gradient. So due to this concentration gradient, so it will be 4. Now continuity of equation is given the laws of conservation of charge. So it will be 1. So 2, 3, 4, 1. So D will be the correct answer. Okay. Now another question. Here you see that the mobility and lifetime of semiconductor room temperature are given by that. Mobility of electron is given. Mobility of electron is given by 0.36 meter square per volt second, and lifetime t tau is given by 340 microsecond, that means 10 to the power minus 6 second. Okay, this is the microsecond, that means 10 second. You have to calculate diffusion length. So diffusion length is given by L is given by root over of d and tau. So here I have tau, but here is you have to calculate the diffusion coefficient. Okay, for diffusion coefficient, so d of n divided by mu of n equals to Vt. Okay, Vt is given by 0.26 millivolt. This is called 26 millivolt. So it can be written as 0.26 0.026 volt. So dn is given by mu n multiplied by this is volt. Okay, this is 0.026 volt. So here is mu n is given by 3.36 into 0.026. So it can be written as, this can be written as, if you calculate this value, it can be this. Okay, it will be 0.36 into, this is volt second, this is volt second, 0.36 in multiplied by 0.026. So it is 0.00936. Okay, now if you put this value, then it will be root over 0.00936 into, this is the second, so it will be 340 into 10 to the power minus 6. Okay, so it will be meter. So multiplied by 340, it will be root over of 3.1824 into 10 to the power minus 6. This will be this in meter. So if I calculate root 3.1824, this it will be 1.7839. okay, and this will be 10 to the power minus 3 meter. So this will be 1.7839. This is millimeter, this will be millimeter. Okay, so it can be 79 millimeter. Now another question. The diffusion of both electrons and hole occur in semiconductor with Q is the charge per hole, Dn and dP the diffusion constant electron hole, the gradient of the electrons and hole. What will be the total diffusion current? Okay, so diffusion current, so diffusion current density J. Okay, this is the equation. Okay, this is the equation. Now for diffusion current, J diffusion is equals to J diffusion of N plus J diffusion of holes. So this is the Q dn by dx, and this is negative value Q dp dx by dp divided by dx. This is the diffusion current for, this is for hole, this is for electron, and this is for holes. Okay, so here you see that this is plus, so it not, this is not correct, and this is not correct, this is the correct answer. Okay, so for this question, this will be the right answer, D.